In the midweek, Arsenal were 1-0 losers away in Italy. Controversial win for Inter Milan. Arsenal would have gone ahead, obviously, have a penalty, and Inter Milan had a penalty. You understand? Then they found themselves in a position of really putting in a very huge shift into that game. 20 shots at goal, the ball possession was on their side, but they couldn't obviously find that cutting edge to obviously get through that back five of Inter Milan. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football second video of the day. I told you that I'm back and I'm really going to be giving you videos on a regular, like I've always gone ahead to do in here onto this channel. So smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And it's Rokani David being my name onto this channel. Arsenal is going to be hosted by Chelsea at the Stamford Bridge that capacitates 40,341 people in London. It's a London derby, and the last time Arsenal went ahead to play here, it ended 2-2. You remember that very well. Chelsea took a lead 2-0, you get, and then in the second half, in the last 10 minutes, Arsenal had to obviously level up. Rice pulling one back, and obviously Trossard sealing that draw to make it 1-1, completing the comeback to beat 2-2. So that is the game of football. But we come into this game of football, there is a lot of tension on both sides. Both teams are really having 18 points. Arsenal is having 18 points, and Chelsea too is really having 18 points. You understand? In having 18 points, Chelsea are really ahead of Arsenal because Chelsea are really having a better goal difference. You understand? They're really having a better goal difference, and Chelsea is having a goal difference of 8, and Arsenal is having a goal difference of 6. Now, this is to bring you up to speed. Whoever wins tomorrow will go 3 points ahead of the other. That is it. And remember, they're into a very, very trying situation because from Brentford, the 10th team, if these two teams draw and Brentford wins all Brighton or Spurs or Aston Villa or Fulham, they'll find themselves at 19 points, meaning that they'll level up onto them. So they need to obviously do the needful and see to it that everything really goes on to happen as planned. For Chelsea, they played at Old Trafford last weekend and they drew 1-1. Bruno Fernandes giving it a lead, I think, in the 80th minute. And Chelsea, 4 minutes later, Caicedo went ahead, obviously level up, and it ended 1-1. For Arsenal, they lost to Newcastle by 1-0, scored by Alexandre Isak. That is it. So it's not really good news for the side of Arsenal in the recent past. Ever since the return from the international break, they've been really performing very badly. To an extent that they've only gathered 2 wins. One against Shakhtar Donetsk and the other against Preston North End. That was in the Champions League and the Carabao Cup, respectively. But they lost to Bournemouth, drawn with Liverpool, lost to Newcastle, lost to Inter Milan. Can they really get back to winning ways? Because they need to see to it that they really get themselves there, because it's no longer a joke. It's really one of the things that you need to obviously come up and obviously look at and really understand that Mikel Arteta is really getting pressure piling on him, because I've already told you that in the previous seasons, however much Arsenal competed for the trophy, it wasn't the plan. The plan was in the season of 2022-2023 to get back in the Champions League, 2023-2024 to compete, and 2024-2025 is the plan of the board to see it that Arsenal lifts a title. And I tell you, with Ed leaving, people haven't gone ahead to see that it's creating a very huge exit door for Arteta, because we don't know what working relationship is really going to be between Arteta and the new sporting director for the club of Arsenal. So it really leaves Arsenal at crossroads, especially when the sporting director really leaves, and now we are waiting to see who is really going to be coming in through. And Thomas Rosicky, formerly an Arsenal player, is being looked at to obviously coming through from Sparta Praha to come and obviously do the job at Arsenal. So, as it stands, one, Arsenal needs a lot into this beautiful game of football to find themselves really doing the needful. And I tell you, if all goes as to plan, we will wait and see what the result is really going to be, and our prediction will be coming on shortly. So, welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. Continue to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. Now, At the look of things, I tell you, it's not all rosy at Arsenal. For Chelsea in the midweek, they beat a side, even forgotten the name, by 8-0, and the manager went ahead to rest 11 players. And Arsenal played away at Italy, and they had to travel back, meaning that they've gone ahead to really use more energy. But I think that doesn't really threaten Arsenal, because even when Chelsea was going to play Manchester United, they benched 11 players when they are losing to Newcastle in the midweek. That is last week. So you shouldn't come out and obviously really gate are scared. If at all Arsenal really brings their A game, all will be great into that London derby. But if at all they don't, then out of question marks will be really raised onto how they've gone ahead, obviously find themselves back to the winning ways, whole maintaining the losing path that they've always gone ahead to obviously look at. So that is Arsenal for you. And remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. If at all you need a brand new phone and a brand new laptop, or you need a used phone and a used laptop, go ahead and call them on 070 9988 That is Mono Gadgets for you. Now, for Arsenal, they come into this game of football with absentees being Declan Rice. Maybe he might appear or not, but I know late in the night they'll tell us whether he has arrived with the team at the team hotel. Then Carafiori, Tomiyasu, Kientieni, those are out. You understand? Kai Havertz and Mikel Merino, for me, I believe they have to be part of this encounter that will see the side of Arsenal get hosted by Chelsea. For Chelsea's side, when I was going through their injuries list, I think Carl Palmer is one of those that is not expected to show up. You know, Jordan Sancho, obviously, he has a knock. They need to wait. Omari Cayman is out with an hamstring injury, and Raheem Sterling is not eligible to play against his former side of Chelsea. It's not his former side, a team that loaned him to Arsenal, so he's out. So that's the team news I've gone ahead to get in from these teams, and let me get straight into the probable starting 11 for the side of Arsenal. And I tell you, I'll also bring you the probable starting 11 for the side of Chelsea. You know, after this one, I'm really going to be uploading that video of Chelsea. Now, system 4-2-3-1. I think it's a 4-3-3 for Arsenal this time round. And in goal, obviously, David Raya. He's really going to be in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal. And Arsenal is really looking bad in the recent past. And I think it's this guy that has gone ahead, obviously, keep him into the game most of the times. Right back, I think it's really going to be Benjamin White. Then the left back, I think it's going to be Julian Timber. That is it. No need to risk Zinchenko. Central defense, William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. That's how I believe this team is really going to be lining up. So that is the back five of Arsenal. And I think most of the games this season, they've gone ahead to play with that back five, if at all I'm not mistaken. Now, huge changes will obviously commence in the midfield. I think Thomas Partey will maintain his position. And guys, have you noticed one thing, that Partey has never been fit as he has been this season? He has played all the Champions League games of Arsenal 4 and all the Premier League games of Arsenal 10. 14 games, he's really not injured. And is it because he's in the last year of his contract and he's like, I have to be on the pitch to prove that I can be fit? If Arsenal doesn't sign me, and another team will obviously come up for me and really put in the shift that is really well required. So we wait and see how that is really going to be panning out into the mix. Alongside him, this is where the changes are really going to be made. With Declan Rice doubtful, obviously, you know, to it that Mikel Merino will come in through to obviously play parties that midfield. And Odegaard getting in 10 minutes against Inter Milan qualifies him to obviously get into the starting 11 for the side of Arsenal. And Arteta, as a manager, has come out and had something to say about this guy to start into the game of football. And let me really try to find it out here and really throw it onto the screen such that you guys really enjoy it and really get to know what Arteta really had to say about Martin Odegaard starting against Chelsea. All right, let me throw it in here for you a little bit. This is what Arteta had to say. he said everybody that he is in the squad is going to be fit and available to start the game. So then it will be a decision whether it's too early or the right moment for him to make that step again. I think he needs to start Martin Odegaard. He has to start him because we know how creative Odegaard is and how his spark is obviously missed at the club of Arsenal. So Arteta told us that every player variable is going to start. And you know, to it that there is no player that is next to Martin Odegaard. And for the time he has been away, they've been missing his services in that particular position. Not so. Then on the right forward, it's Bukayo Saka, obviously. Left forward, I think it's going to be Leandro Trossard. In a game like this, you have to obviously get him on to start and maybe Martinelli come off the bench because Martinelli has also been inconsistent. You know, he's blowing hot and cold. Leading the line with Kai Havertz getting a head injury, I think he would be fit to obviously come and play his part into this beautiful game of football. And that is how I believe Arsenal is really going to be lining up as they take on Chelsea tomorrow at the Stamford Bridge. You can as well come up with your subtractions and additions into that beautiful game of football. Now, what does Google has to say? Chelsea have won just one of their last 9 Premier League games against against Arsenal, 2 draws and 6 losses, a 2-0 away win in 2021. I think that's when they were obviously went ahead obviously with the needful. Secondly, Arsenal have won 3 of their last 4 Premier League away games against Chelsea, 1 draw, as many as they had in the previous 20 visits to Stamford Bridge. Thirdly, Arsenal have won their last 6 Premier League London derby matches by an aggregate of 22-3. They've won 3 of these 6 games by a margin of 5, having won just one of their first 295 such games by such a margin. So, Arsenal in the London derbies, they are the kings of London derbies. Fourthly, Chelsea have conceded at least 1 in each of their last 6 Premier League home games, last having such a longer run between December 2015 and August 2016. 13 games they had conceding goals at Stamford Bridge consecutively. With 5 of those games coming in 2025, it's their longest run without a home clean sheet from the start of the league since 2011-2012. 6. Lastly, Arsenal have lost 2-0 to Bournemouth and 1-0 to Newcastle in their last 2 Premier League away games. They last lost 3 in a row on the road in December 2021, while they last did so without scoring in August 1994. By the way, one thing to note about Arsenal losses, they haven't gone ahead to be scoring goals. You know, in every game they've gone ahead to score a goal. At least they've gone ahead to secure a point. You know, or secure points. And for Chelsea, they found themselves in a position of really being into that side of really conceding a goal. So that means if Arsenal can come up and obviously score a goal in that game of Chelsea, it will be having higher chances of really winning it and not losing it. Chelsea last played Newcastle there. They beat Newcastle by 2-1 in where I think Nicholas Jackson and Carl Palmer found themselves really putting Chelsea into the lead. So, with those stats read, I come up with my prediction. Oh my God, it's really hard. 2-2 draw. That's what I'm thinking, by the way. 2-2 draw. That's what I'm saying all over this game of football. But I know if you ask me which team really has a high chance to win this game of football, I'll tell you Arsenal. Because Chelsea, without Carl Palmer, I don't think that it will really click all that well. You understand? Though against Manchester United, when Carl Palmer was really taken out, Chelsea couldn't operate. You get? So, we wait and see how Arsenal is really going to come up and obviously phase out those other players of Chelsea, the Pedro Netos, the Caicedos, the Romeo Lavias, and very many others. But we are waiting to see how Chelsea really goes ahead to really get back to winning ways after drawing with Manchester United in the Premier League. But it's really a very huge battle that is going to be taking place between Arsenal and Chelsea, because all these teams are really having 18 points and they would like to obviously close down. Liverpool is playing Aston Villa tonight and Man City is playing Brighton, I think. So, if Liverpool drops points all Man City drops points, then Arsenal needs to find themselves back to winning ways. And Chelsea is also needing this win because if they win, they go to 21 and Liverpool is having 25 points. And Liverpool is playing at Aston Villa. Big game coming up, and I'm really going to be doing the match day live for that and the match reaction. My prediction, 2-2. But if you ask me which team really has a high chance to win this game of football, I'll obviously tell you it's Arsenal. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I sign out for now. See you later. That's what I had for you in here for you. And enjoy yourself as Premier League football. City versus Brighton is on. And you've got to hit to see those confirmed starting 11s already out. And then 3 hours later, it's going to be Liverpool, hosted by Aston Villa. 2 big games that Arsenal fans need to watch and really see to it that their nemesis obviously come up and really lose because they feel like they are in the mood to beat Chelsea tomorrow in the Premier League. We out. Bye-bye.